So NBA 2K has countered their original offer for having non-exclusive rights to making college basketball games. Now, if you didn't watch my other video that I dropped about a week ago, 2K was, for some reason, shape, or form, adamant that they break their own NDA and allow a select few of universities to be able to see their offer to the CLC. And well, let's just say it wasn't received well. So I can just briefly go over what the original offer was. Okay, so the original offer was for a non-exclusive model for a limited number of D1 basketball teams that would be a 5v5 tournament gameplay format integrated into NBA 2K's game. Specifically, the model wanted the teams and tournament added to the game's My Team, the card collecting model that we all know about, which is similar to EA's Ultimate Team, as a DLC. So let me just break that down again. NBA 2K wanted to get college basketball and only make a select few. So the first time around, it would just be 16 teams. Okay, so NBA 2K was like, yo, we want to be able to get a non-exclusive deal. We want to be able to have just 16 teams and make it a DLC in our My Team portion, which is their big money grab. And of course, that's going to cost money to add that as a DLC. And it's going to be in My Team, so I'm pretty sure you have to buy cards and all that type stuff. They'll just recycle those 16 players over and over again. So I could imagine that when you buy the DLC, and let's say, for instance, it's a, they'll probably have like a rights for like a Carolina team. And then originally starting off, the whole team's a bunch of 85s. And then, as the seasons go on, even though there's only 16 teams, you can probably upgrade it to a diamond or a pink diamond or, a sapphire, like just that type of stuff. I don't know. But when you think about My Team and you put it in the My Team section, they got to be cards, right? So anyway, regardless, it was ridiculous. Not only is it just not going to be broadcast type game, it's just going to be a tournament style of just 16 teams. That's it. There's just 16 teams. And then you'll have to hit a certain amount of numbers, right? They had like little pillars that you hit. And if you hit those milestones, and of course, one of the milestones was they had to get 3 million in sales off the DLC. So they needed $3 million in sales to be purchased. Then if they did that, they were upgraded the next year to 32 teams, and then the third year it'd be 68 teams. So just basically building on a My Team model of tournament style, and then eventually they would open up to consideration to making a single game or a game by itself outside of NBA 2K. And if you saw my video, I laughed at it. I said that is 1 foot in, 1 foot out. That is not going to fly well. I can see why the CLC recommended going with EA's exclusive proposal for college basketball games. So needless to say, once they got cooked, they came back with a counter proposal, which of course they scrambled quick. And now what 2K is saying is they have plans on a standalone game that would feature more than 100 men's and women's teams that will all receive fair market value as well for their NIL. And it says the new report comes after 2K and Take-Two Interactive proposal regarding having college basketball as a DLC in NBA 2K games was discovered. The original proposal to the college licensing company, which is the CLC, called for teams within the mode increasing in numbers year over year. It is also mentioned in a full college game depending on sales performance of said DLC. So again, I just talked about that. The CLC ultimately recommended EA's exclusive license proposal to conferences and schools for a game, with EA announcing its return to college basketball on June 30th. But according to Matt Brown of Extra Points, he's always in this, 2K has contacted schools directly to delay that recommendation of approval as they work on another proposal for a game. It could be assumed that Wilson's report of more than 100 men's and women's teams for a game is part of the new proposal. The recommended EA proposal calls for a game starting in 2028. Insider Gaming has reached out to 2K for comment on the report. As of this publishing, a response has not been received. Should one come, it will be added to the story. All right, so of course, the company declined for comment. And now it looks like Insider Gaming, Mike Straw first. Okay, so what it's looking like now is that 2K has gone full force head to head with EA. And as a consumer, this is what we want. We want competition. We want competing companies, because what that's going to happen is the deal is going to get sweeter and sweeter and sweeter. Okay. I prefer, and I just don't know how, for some reason, shape, and form in video games, they allowed exclusive licensing deals, where they do so much. The Federal Trade Commission does so much to make sure you keep companies from being in monopolies and all this type of deal. But for some reason, shape, or form, they allow licensing deals for video games to just allow one game to make and have a straight monopoly on a genre. In this instance, it'll be sports. There's so many exclusive deals. EA has exclusive deal for college basketball and NFL. I'm sorry, college football and the NFL, and of course 2K has the exclusive license for NBA games, even though there wasn't an exclusive at first, because they were competing with NBA Live, which maybe they don't have an exclusive. They're just so much better at making a basketball game than EA, that it's probably not an exclusive. If I was 2K, I'd be like, listen, we don't have to have an exclusive. We know we make the better basketball game. So if anybody wants to try to compete with us, good luck. Which that's how it should be, in an open market. Hey, let people compete, give us a try, give us a fighting chance. But anyway, back on topic. Okay, so with 2K now coming into the picture and making a legit offer as far as bringing in all the college basketball, women basketball teams, and now EA making that offer that they have had. At the end of the day, the CLC, or college basketball, is going to be the one that's going to win from this, and the consumer, because you're going to have these two big multi-billion-dollar companies fighting back and forth for the rights. I pray, right, that this is not going to be an exclusive deal, that both NBA 2K, both Take-Two Interactive and EA Sports will be allowed to make a college basketball game. But I have to be very, very, very honest with y'all, okay? There's a reason why EA has been fighting tooth and nail to make sure they are the only ones able to make a basketball game. And do you know why? It doesn't take rocket science, right? Because EA's been down this road before. EA's been down this road before when it came to competing in the college basketball game, and when it came to competing against them in NBA games. EA just can't make a better basketball game. They can't. So they know if they spend all this money to get a deal, and then all this money to these college kids for NIL, and then all this money to develop a game, just for it to release the same time as 2K, and of course, we're going to look at both games and be like, which one's the better game, and we're going to play that. And we all know that if I had to put my money on it as a betting man, 2K is going to make the better basketball game. We've seen what they've done with NBA Live. We've also heard rumors that they were going to be using the same engine that they did with NBA Live, which is a no-no. So there is not a lot of promise there's not a lot of promise for EA when it comes to competing head-to-head with 2K. But at the end of the day, I'd rather both companies compete, just so there's open competition and not an exclusive deal. But at the end of the day, again, I just want to stress, 2K just makes a better game. So if that did come out like that and it wasn't exclusive licensing, EA screwed, right? Unless they have the ultimate, rabbit out of the hat trick that they can pull. But we have not seen anything showing that they can make a really, really good basketball game. So if they are able to do that, that's great. If they aren't, then it's just going to be another NBA Live, where eventually they'll make a game, the sales plummet because they can't, everybody or consumers is choosing to go to play the 2K game, and then it's right back to just 2K making their own basketball game. I don't really get mad at 2K when it comes to other companies not being able to make a better game. That's not their fault. It's not their fault that they make the better game. Now, when you're doing stuff like EA's doing when it comes to Madden, that is their fault. Like, they're getting exclusive deals and they're just phasing out everybody. And in my opinion, I felt like 2K made a better football game, which is crazy. How I felt like 2K just had made better football games too. I just feel like 2K just makes better sports games in general. So it is one of those things that I prefer open competition, but if there is open competition, and let me just look at the backside of this and I'm gonna get out of here because I don't want to be rambling. Let's just say, for instance, EA does get an exclusive, EA gets the exclusive deal for college basketball and they drop it and it has like the 2K, NBA Live 19 vibes, or it's just like really not a good basketball game. People are still not gonna buy the game, right? They're gonna still prefer to play, 2K. Even though it's an NBA game, it's not a college game, I'm not gonna play and put hours in a game it's not fun and I'm not enjoying. So this is a big gamble for EA. They have to have something in there, like I said, they gotta pull some type of rabbit out of the hat to truly show that they are able to make a good basketball game. But at the end of the day, I end on this. 2K now up in their ante, putting a legit deal on the table is good for us consumers, but it's going to be extremely bad for EA if there is a non-license agreement and they'll open up for anybody to make college basketball games, because unless EA can make drastic changes to the way they've been making basketball games, 2K is going to destroy them when it comes to making a basketball game, especially college basketball game. So we'll see. But y'all let me know in the comment section, how do y'all feel about this? Where do y'all stand on it? I know a lot of y'all were very adamant in my other videos, one way or the other. So let me know again in the comment section. But other than that, it's your favorite old head, Uncle Jimmy. I'll be back really, really soon with the banger, man. When I say back soon with the banger, you know exactly what I'm talking about. I'm talking about tomorrow, man. I'm out.